Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and this time we're going to be reviewing the character of Captain Phasma from the prequel trilogy. Now, the thing about Phasma is she was very heavily hyped up in the marketing leading up to The Force Awakens, and really she was not a prominent character in the film, and was not a very prominent character in The Last Jedi as well. And she did not even have a part in The Rise of Skywalker because she ultimately met her fate at the end of The Last Jedi at the hands of Finn. Now, she was a very interesting designed character. I love the chrome stormtrooper look. I thought it was that was a very nice, unique touch and something we hadn't really seen. I think a lot of people kind of compare her to, in a way, being the Boba Fett of the sequel trilogy. Mainly because she just kind of stands around and looks cool and doesn't really do a whole lot. But I think Boba Fett was it definitely expanded upon a lot more. Yeah, Phasma did not have a lot to do. She was loyal to the cause, basically to the very end. Sometimes it's good to have a villain that stays a villain without any form of redemption arc, but her character pretty much is stagnant in the two movies. She's, like I said, she's letter of the law, first order. She, you know, heavily despises the defiance of a trooper like Finn. And she's very loyal to what the First Order is trying to accomplish. Now, her character is expanded upon a lot in the Captain Phasma book. It's actually a decent read. Kind of goes into her backstory and the planet she came from and how she kind of ended up on the path that she chose. And because of that, I think that does give her a little bit more backstory that the films definitely didn't even touch on. So I'll give the character credit for that. But overall, just a lot of wasted potential. I would have liked to have seen a lot more with her. I kind of wish they hadn't have killed her off in the second of the sequel movies so that, she could have had a part to play in the end. I think a final confrontation with Finn could have been handled really well if it was properly built up to. And if we just had a little bit more time for that to kind of develop. And yeah, and even with the novel, it's not really told from her point of view. I would have liked to have seen some material kind of from her perspective, and a lot of what she thought of what the First Order was doing at the time of the movies and Star Killer Base, and what's her mindset at? What is she hoping to achieve within the ranks of the First Order? Really would have just liked to have seen more. Definitely one of the cooler designs to come out of the sequel trilogy, but like some of the other characters in those films, I think just a lack of direction and knowing what they wanted to really do with the character is just kind of disappointing. Again, you hype a character up in the marketing and the merchandise, and there's just not a whole lot of substance there. So we're going to give Captain Phasma a 6.8 out of 10. Probably would have been lower if not for the novel that does kind of go into her backstory. But I think that's right where she falls. Maybe we get more Phasma in the future, but with the general consensus of the sequels and Disney hasn't really leaned into that material a whole lot since. That may be the conclusion of her story. So, yeah, 6.8 out of 10. And as always, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. We got great content coming out. And as always, may the Force be with you. Now let's blow up that like button and go home.